Even as far back as the Metal Gear Solid series, games helmed by Hideo Kojima have had myriad systems where you could play the entire game and not even take advantage of them. So we wanted to make a video of the best things to do first in Death Stranding 2, and things you should start doing early and often to better understand this weird world you must navigate. Here are 12 things to do first in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Mexico acts as a kind of extended tutorial for Death Stranding 2, not unlike White Orchard in The Witcher 3, the hinterlands in Dragon Age Inquisition, or even the eastern region in the original Death Stranding. There's still plenty to do there, but the story and gameplay open up a lot more once you reach Australia, including the introduction of a very useful companion that travels with you right before you leave Mexico. And once you reach West Fort Knot and get past a boss fight, you unlock fast travel via the DHV Magellan, so you can revisit Mexico anytime you'd like. Just be sure not to miss the trekking boots in Mexico before going through the plate gate, or as soon as you can travel back. You unlock the blueprint to fabricate the trekking boots by connecting a prepper called the Baka to the Chiral network. If you don't have any standard or sub-orders that will lead you to him, make sure you look around his location on the map right here and find some of his lost cargo just floating around. Whether or not you use an order or just bring him things he's lost, you only need 1 star in his connection level to get the boots, which are a big upgrade from your standard ones. And a major upgrade from the first Death Stranding, you can now see glimpses of what you'll earn from different facilities as you further your connection levels. In the Corpus, if you browse the list of people in the databank that you've met, and scroll down to the bottom of their text, you'll get a hint of what increasing your connection level with them will unlock. These can be invaluable tools such as new weapons, vehicle upgrades, or traversal tools, and you'll keep getting upgrades as you gain more stars. To raise these connection levels, complete all their orders, fulfill their specific aid requests, and return loose cargo you find out in the world to their facility. Watchtowers near facilities can really help with this as you can easily spot aid requests and loose cargo from a distance. And there's one facility in particular you really need to prioritize when you get to Australia. After reaching Australia and getting to the government facility, you'll get a tip and a sub-order involving a nearby prepper known as the Lone Commander, and you should complete this sub-order ASAP. While the first upgrade you get from the Lone Commander is an already powerful Trank sniper rifle, continuing to increase your connection level with him will net you a silenced Trank handgun, a lightweight Trank sniper rifle that can be stored on your person more easily, and then finally a silenced version of the Trank sniper rifle once you hit 5 stars. It's probably going to be a while to get that last one since progress really slows down towards the top until you can unlock more of his orders, but keep checking back to unlock this incredible weapon whenever you can. Death Stranding will forever be a Strand game, so you should get comfortable with your actual Strand. Ever seen someone in an action movie use a shirt or towel to defend themselves? It's kinda like that, but Strand. A few quirks to using your Strand. You just need to be behind someone to use it as a stealth takedown. You don't have to have it equipped. You can just hit the shown button as you approach. If you want to parry a melee attack with the Strand, however, you need to hold the aim button and press the fire button as the attack is about to hit you. Once they're deflected, you can bind them with your Strand to take them out of commission. Other than your Strand, the Mazer handgun is a fantastic early option. It needs to be charged, but will one-shot most early enemies. Also, hold down triangle to take your backpack off if it's oversized, as it may give you away in tall grass. Any list of things to do first must include building structures, and lots of them. But whether it's a watchtower, timefall shelter, or something else, you cannot build a structure outside the Chiral network. When planning your route, set a waypoint before you reach the area on your map with red outlines to remind yourself that you won't be able to build structures once you enter that zone until you get to a new facility and add it to the network. Placing these structures right at the border between areas will also help other porters who need them in the future, and will surely garner you extra likes for your contribution. Roads can cost a tremendous amount of resources, especially if you try and build them in an area you haven't brought into the Chiral network, and become much more easy to build after you start opening up mines and monorails. But don't forsake them early on if possible and in an area with network coverage. If you look around your area and see that the other people have already done a lot of the work of contributing resources, try and see if you can complete it, as having a big stretch of road will make your life so much easier. You don't use battery power when traveling on the very center of roads, and smoothing out the surface means you don't have to worry about falling down and damaging cargo. Well, within reason. Anything is possible if you're clumsy enough.
Get it together.
Building roads can be a bit confusing at first. Each autopaver, which are marked on your map, check your filters if you don't see them, needs a specific amount of chiral crystals, metals, and ceramics, with ceramics being rarer than the other two materials. When you engage with an autopaver, you can add materials you're carrying or from a vehicle nearby to meet the threshold needed to build that road. Do this and you'll see the totals go up. Or, you'll see the autopaver create a road instantly if you max out the resources needed. Other players can also dump resources into the same road, which is why you may see materials already contributed even if it's the first time you've come across that particular autopaver. You'll find better, more efficient weapons as you progress through the story, but early on, always make sure you fabricate blood grenades before setting out on a new order. The Gazers, the blind light-colored small BTs, can be dispatched with 1 grenade each, while the bigger, darker-colored Watchers will take 3 grenades. Regardless of whether or not you expect to run into them, at least keep 2 full packs of grenades on you at all times, as an unexpected BT area can become much more difficult without a way to take out at least a few of them. And if you're careful about taking out these scout types, you shouldn't have to deal with the others. These grenades can also be used to clear out the smaller chiral creatures, like the swarms that suck your battery and keep you from chiral crystal farming areas. The grenade area of effect is indicated in red, so take your time to line up shots, and use the far throw by holding down the fire button if you have to. As you do favors for preppers, you not only unlock gear, but also materials, metals and ceramics for building roads, for example, and precious chiral crystals for building pretty much everything. You can claim the crystals and materials from any prepper in the Claim Materials menu under Fabrication and Management. Crystals you can carry infinite amounts of, but materials you have to haul around physically, which is much easier when you unlock bigger vehicles. But early on, pack them on your back and carry them to the Magellan. You can store them in the materials menu at the Magellan until you max out that space, then put them in your private locker. Getting into this pattern early will help immensely with building roads later on. Though you can and should store materials on your ship, don't do the same with your quest cargo. This will always result in you receiving the Magellan evaluation at the end of a mission and drastically lower your rating for the delivery. This penalty only happens once you move the Magellan, so you can store quest cargo on it for a time. But to be safe, if you need to consolidate or offload quest cargo for a bit, put it in a facilities private locker until you're ready for a big delivery run. Not only can you swap between multiple map viewing methods, including weather forecasts and chiral regions, you can also filter out all the icons by orders, structures, and vehicles, or your own custom filter that you can manipulate by holding the shown button. Given the amount of clutter that can easily overtake your screen, take some time to make your own custom filter that only shows your most needed items, or if you're looking for something specific. And note that if a bunch of things disappeared on your map, you may have cycled to one of the automatic filters. Death Stranding 2 gives Sam a set of stats that he increases as he uses various abilities and weapons. Want to be better at shooting assault rifles? Shoot a lot of assault rifles. Same goes for punching, or holding your breath, or sprinting, or all sorts of other things you may be doing. If you're finding a particular area deficient in Sam's set of tools, check out Sam's stats from the pause menu to figure out what you can improve, and how.
Definitely not alone.
Those may be the 12 things to do first, but it's only one small step in a very long journey. For more on Death Stranding, check out our ever-growing guide on IGN.com, and while you're here, check out this video on the biggest changes since the first game. For everything else gaming, keep it right here on IGN.